It's the Oilers TV live pregame show. I'm Tony Bars. We tee up tonight's action between the Oilers and the Wild from the Xcel Energy Center here in St. Paul. Minnesota is 8-1 in their last 9 home games, but welcome in an Oilers squad that are victorious in their last 3 road games and 12-2 in their last 16 overall. We'll hear from forwards Leon Draisaitl as well as the birthday boy Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who celebrates his 29th by returning to the building. He was drafted first overall back in 2011. They'll be followed up by head coach Jay Woodcroft. Stay tuned. Brian, 29th birthday, and you come back to the building where you're drafted first overall. Pretty special.
Yeah, it's funny walking in here. 11 years almost. It's been since I've been drafted here, so definitely things come around full circle. But obviously, just excited to get out there tonight, and we're still building here. We're still trying to accumulate as many points as we can get here. So it's another big road trip for us here.
Does a player think about it, the place he was drafted at all? Like, is that something that makes this trip out to Minnesota a little bit more special every time?
Sometimes, definitely when you come back to the city. I mean, it's hard not to think about, and a lot of cool memories from that time, and I've met a lot of people here, and so definitely have a pretty good connection in Minnesota.
So for the longest time, it looked like you guys were going to be going head-to-head with Los Angeles in the first round. Now there's some, Vegas has worked its way into the picture. Do you guys pay much attention to that, or who? I'm not asking you who you prefer to play because nobody's going to answer that. But are you paying attention to that?
Yeah, we obviously see it. We pay attention, and it's for us as a group here. We need to focus less on that and just focus on ourselves and getting ourselves into a position. Obviously, it's nothing set in stone here. We got to keep getting points and set ourselves up to be in a playoff spot, and like we are right now. But yeah, it's a fight, especially in the Western Conference. So it'll be interesting to see what happens down the stretch here. But like I said, we just kind of got to focus on ourselves and go from there.
So with you guys 12-2-2 in your last 16, do you kind of reevaluate what the team's capable of compared to maybe how you thought a couple of months ago?
Well, I mean, we obviously went through a tough stretch there. I mean, teams go through it. Ours was probably a little longer than most, but obviously, I mean, there's no excuses. It's just the way it happens. But through injuries and COVID, things like that, it's changed it up for us. But I thought the way that we've been playing as of the last couple months is showing what we can do as a team. Teams that we've played against, the top teams in the league, and we've handled them pretty well. So I mean, we should be a confident group in here, and I think that we are. So we gotta keep building on that.
You had some hard luck with Mini this season. What do they do that makes it make them such a difficult opponent?
Well, they definitely have skill. I mean, they have that firepower up front, and they can make things happen pretty quick. And then when they get a lead, they're really good at shutting things down and making it tough for you to get through the neutral zone, tough to get to the net. So for us, I think start's important and something that we've harped on all year, and we've definitely done a better job as the year has gone on about establishing our start and coming out with more pace and trying to get that first goal, because I think it goes a long way in this league. But if it doesn't happen, you just got to stick with it and see what happens. But I mean, they are a tough team when they get a lead to come back from. So try to find a way to have a good start, try to get up early, and go from there.
Brian, the scoring in the league-wide is highest it's been since the early 90s. Most 30-goal scorers, 100-point guys, point-per-game guys, it's like 35 of them. Why do you think the game has changed to the point that everybody's scoring now?
Well, I think the way that the game is played now is there's so many high-end players, so many fast players that the game's kind of evolved to allow those guys to kind of showcase their skill and showcase what they're able to do. So I think it makes it a little more fun for everybody. I mean, it's fun to play that way. It's fun for fans to watch these guys like Connor and Leon put on display every night. So it's definitely an exciting time to be part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was getting at next. It's like the fans. It's got to be just an incredible time to be a hockey fan because every game is super entertaining.
Yeah, for sure, and I feel like every team now has a group of younger or older, just high-end talent. So whereas a lot of teams in the past have kind of been more on the defensive side or had the offensive side, but there's more of a parity around the league of a lot of high-end skill on each team. Good. Good.
Leon, obviously you guys wanted 2 points on Saturday, but do you feel like the foundation continues to grow even in an effort like that coming out of that loss?
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was really strong game. Obviously not too much offense, but I think on the defensive side of things, that's what we want to look like, and that's what we have looked like in the last couple of weeks here. So that's definitely a good example of how we want to play, and obviously that's what we need tonight as well.
One thing that we always hear is we need to have a good, strong road game. How does that differ from a game at home? Is there any difference at all?
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, you try and play the same game every night, right? Doesn't matter if it's at home or on the road. Some years it just seems like it's easier to do at home. Some years it's easier to do on the road. Usually we've been a really good road team. This season seems to be the opposite way a little bit, but obviously tonight's a really good test for us, and we're looking to bring that same game.
You guys have like one of the top 5 winning percentages in the league since over the last few months. Is that how you view yourselves now, as one of the 4 or 5 best teams in this league?
Yeah, I think we know when we play our game and we stick to what we're good at, we're a really hard team to beat. I think, we obviously have a lot of offense, but if we stick to the way that we want to compete defensively and stick to our details, then, I wouldn't want to play us in the first round or in the playoffs in general, right? So it is important, with that being said, though, that we do stick to our details and take pride in doing the little things right.
These games coming up are huge for you. You're playing a lot of Central Division playoff teams that have a lot on the line. This is exactly what you're looking for, I guess. Temper yourselves going in the postseason.
Yeah, for sure. These games are great. A lot of good teams, a lot of playoff teams coming up here. Lots on the line. Gets you ready for a strong push and eventually the playoffs.
How has the game changed since you got in terms of offense? The scoring's at an all-time high right now. Most comebacks in the league in 30 years, most 100-point guys, point-per-game guys. What's changed that's allowed?
That's a good question. I'm not sure what changed, but I think guys just might be, a little more skilled, or every team has, it seems like, 1 or 2 offensive guys that are clipping at over a point per game. So yeah, there's lots of offense in the league. I'm sure it's fun to watch for the fans. Not sure how much fun it is for the coaches.
Yeah. Has coaching changed? Is it less structured, or is this just the
No. It's the same. It's structured. We're looking to shut their best players down. They're looking to shut us down, right? So, but yeah, definitely lots of goals, lot of skill. But can't forget about the defensive side of the game.
More fun for players. You look back at some of those Jersey games back in the day when hockey was at its worst, and it was 1-0 was.
I mean, those games are fun too sometimes, right? Like the other night against Colorado, that was a great game. There's chances on both sides, but puck didn't go in. Tight checking game, but those games can be fun too.
You mentioned trying to stop the other team's best players. What can you say about Kirill Kaprizov since he's kind of entered the league, and how exciting he is to watch?
Yeah, he's fun to watch. Exciting player. He's been really good for them for the last two years, and obviously I hope he has an off night tonight.
Thanks, Leon. Jay, obviously you guys wanted 2 points on Saturday, but do you feel like this team continues to lay down some important foundational blocks for this team to find long-term success?
Yeah, certainly. I thought our game on Saturday evening was a good one. It was entertaining for the fans. I thought there was a lot of good signs for our team, but probably the most important thing about Saturday is that it's 72 hours ago. And, it's something that after that game, we moved on to the next day. I think this is one of the first times that we've had a couple days in between games. We were able to have a full practice day yesterday, and I thought we got better. And we're going to be prepared for a very competitive, very game Minnesota Wild team that in their last 9 home games, I read that they're 8-0-1 in their last 9 home games. So we better be ready because I know they'll be.
Talking about being ready, is this stretch that you guys are in kind of exactly what you need heading into the playoffs? You got Dallas, you got St. Louis, or Colorado, you've got Minnesota, you got Nashville, you got Vegas, like all these teams fighting for playoff spots, good teams with stuff on the line.
Yeah, my concern is tonight and the team that's immediately before us. I think anytime you're playing a team of the caliber of the Minnesota Wild, it helps prepare you for the type of hockey that's going to be played in the month of May. They're big, they're heavy, they're going to make you earn everything that you get out there. Every inch of ice will be contested, and we have to learn how to be comfortable in those types of games and continue to grow each and every day. And we've seen some good hockey over the last while here, but we know it's an everyday business, and we got a good team here tonight in Minnesota.
You alluded to it just there, but what challenges does Minnesota present you? There's that depth. All three lines kind of can really contribute, all 4, in fact.
Yeah. I mean, they're a deep hockey team. I think they're deep at the goaltending position. Their D core is made up with different ingredients. So it's an interesting complexion to their D core, and then they're 4 lines deep. So they're going to test us, and we know we played them a while ago, and it was at the end of a tough stretch for us in terms of scheduling, and they made us pay when we made mistakes, so we better be ready tonight.
Any lineup changes expected for you guys tonight?
We'll see out there. We'll see. It's an optional skate here this morning, but we'll see what happens tonight.
Jay, you're 12-2-2 in your last 16 games. Can you talk about the synergy in that locker room from the coaching staff to the players to even the trainers and other staff members? Can you just talk about the entire synergy of the Oilers right now?
Yeah, I think there's a good feeling around our team. I think it's a credit to the work that the players are putting in on a day in, day out basis. We understand we're not perfect, but we're working to be the best that we can be, and we're working to round our game out to make sure that, when you get to the month of May, that you're ready for it. And you don't have those type of numbers that you mentioned unless the players are executing at a very high level and working for each other. And as a coach, it's fun to stand behind that bench and watch them do that.
Dude, what do you think scoring's up in the 30-year high? One thing
in the National Hockey League,
yeah.
you mean? Yeah. I think, there's a huge amount of skill in the league. I think power plays are way up from historically where they've been, I think. It wasn't that long ago when if you had a 19-20% power play, you're in the top 5 in the National Hockey League. So I think that has something to do with it. I think teams' mindsets going in isn't just lock it down in a 1-0 fashion. It's to continue to press, and when you put all that stuff together, it leads to a little bit more goal scoring and exciting for the fans.
One player on the Wild mentioned, and you kind of alluded to it, you finally had a practice yesterday, and he said the other day that he wonders if scoring's up also because there's like no practices anymore in the National League. It messes the structure up and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I know when Dave Manson and I came up from Bakersfield, it was, I think, 6 games in 9 nights or 5 games in 7 nights because of all the COVID rescheduled games and all that. And it makes it tough to work at your game. You can do as much video as you want. You can have an idea of what you want to do, but to be able to rep it out or walk through things in practice, I think is important. And that could be a factor for sure.
Coach coaches change the way they approach it? Like, I remember the great Jacques Lemaire would
Yeah.
kill the game, and now you sort of have to.
That's your opinion that he killed the game. In terms of the coaching world, they would say that he's a maestro. No, but I would say that given the scheduling issues, you have to be precise in your messaging, and you have to pick your spots of when you're going to work on some things, and that's what we've tried to do here, kind of in this crazy schedule that we've had over the last 2 months. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jake.